How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have another Carina's challenge, which is gonna be Astral Anger. So for this one you have to complete Act 6 Chapter 2.5 using a team that only consists of 5-star Cosmic Champs. So I brought pretty much all my rank 5 Cosmic Champs except for Hyperion because he was in Alliance War at the time. So I have Corvus, CGR, Proxima, Captain Marvel. Then I also brought Heimdall for the cheat death synergy. And now looking back, I wish I brought Angela instead of Captain Marvel just for the synergy with Heimdall for the Fury buff. Because I never actually got to use Captain Marvel, I just did the entire path with Corvus and CGR. Then I used Proxima for the boss. So I'm not gonna break down every fight on this path, that's gonna take a little bit too long, but I do want to share with you my general strategy for dealing with some of them, and just how to handle Do Not Go Gentle. That is the global node, so every fight has it, and it is not the most fun node. However, I must say I did actually enjoy this challenge a lot more than I thought I would. Okay, so for this challenge I would recommend you take Portal E, because that leads to one of the easiest paths, and overall this is the easiest path for this challenge because it also removes the most annoying linked node on Mordo, which is Special Delivery. So the first fight is this Diablo who does have Toxic Rage, so you need to be a bit careful because he can trigger that Unstoppable, and he also has Kinetic Brewing, which means that he can trigger it off of getting struck. I think it's a 25% chance to. So I went with CGR because, well, first of all he's got the insane damage output, and mine is Awakened, so he triggers Damnation instead of Power Lock, which will nullify all buffs and prevent any more from triggering while it's active. So one of the most interesting things about these fights is how I ended them. So when they have fairly low health, that's when I start trying to remove the Do Not Go Gentle charges, which you do by either landing a heavy attack to remove 1, or intercepting to remove 2. Then once they're all gone, I'll throw my special 3 when his health is low enough for it to take him out. So even though CGR special 3 does like 5,000 hits, those little pink Do Not Go Gentle icons will only be applied after the special 3 animation. But of course you'll be dead by the time the animation ends, so we can just walk away with almost full health. And that's my basic strategy for dealing with Do Not Go Gentle. Get their health fairly low, remove all the charges, and then finish them off with the special 3. Now we have a Venompool with Brute Force and Incinerate, which CGR is immune to, so he works pretty well for this fight as well. And this time I did my quick special 2 rotation because he actually allowed me to parry him at the start of the fight. Then I get a natural intercept with my second 5-hit combo. Throw the special 2, and I just noticed that I was still boosted from Alliance War at this point because I actually used Hyperion to clear my last fight in War. So I activated some Cosmic Boost for that, and then later on I jumped into this quest and they were still active. So yeah, that's just convenient timing. Like, I didn't actually plan this, but it just worked out like that. I guess that could be another tip, just try to maximize the utilization of your boosts. So this Venompool didn't gain that many charges, so I just decided to parry heavy to remove them all, got him down to 7% health, and then I throw the special 3 to finish him off. So that was a pretty quick and easy fight for CGR, and now we're gonna move on to a fight that wasn't as quick. So the first fight for Corvus is gonna be a Black Panther with Sharpened Claws, Bleed Immunity, and Energize 2. So because he has Sharpened Claws, you kind of need somebody who can deal with bleed debuffs, or just don't block at all, then he won't apply them on you, which actually isn't that difficult to do because he does have 200% Energize. So I just used Corvus for this fight because Black Panther is an Avenger, so I wanted to get that mission. And he generally works pretty well for this fight, no bleed damage when he has the Glaive immunity, pretty good armor break on well-timed blocks, so you can just parry Black Panther without him reflecting the stun. But it was a bit of a longish fight with my Corvus because Black Panther Civil War does have a fairly high health pool. And also I'm not running Suicide, so my damage is not going to be very good, especially without any missions. And to top it all off, he has 200% Energize, so I'm going to spend quite a lot of time just baiting special attacks. Actually, it's my fault. The main reason this fight took so long is because I wasted so much time just trying to finish him off. He was at 2% health and I had 2 more Do Not Go Gentle charges to remove. Then I got clipped, which annoyed me because I wanted to finish the fight with the full yellow bar. And I still tried to by using the bleed to heal with willpower, but it just wasn't working out because I was cornered and taking some annoying block damage. And being cornered also made it difficult to intercept and remove those charges. And his health was too low to hit him without knocking him out, so I couldn't just parry heavy. So I basically quaked with Corvus for about 40 seconds before I finally managed to intercept him for one last time, and then throw the special 3 to finish him. Which was so dumb because the next fight is the cheese fight. I mean, this is the one fight that Corvus can take care of very easily. Even a 1-star Corvus could do it if he was allowed in Act 6 and actually existed. But yeah, you can actually choose this fight with pretty much anyone if you have the Heimdall synergy. So after this we have a Rocket Raccoon with Aspect of Chaos, so all you have to do is wait 10 seconds. And while you're waiting, just let him hit you and get your health to a critical state. You can actually let it go down to 1% if you're using an Awakened Corvus or Heimdall synergy. Then after 10 seconds the health pools will switch, so you can just tap on him or sneeze on him and he'll go down. And you leave the fight with the full yellow bar, which is why it was so unnecessary for me to take so long with this Black Panther. By the way, Corvus's first light attack is almost OP for intercepting, so utilize it. The other thing you can do with Corvus is utilize hitting the block, since that can actually crit if you have the patience for that. Or if you don't mind playing at 1% health, you can just take him out and not die as long as you have Glaive charges. That's if he's awakened, of course. And if you're running suicides, these fights should be much quicker with Corvus. If you're running boosts as well, then you'll be laughing on your way to Mordo. Okay, so after choosing the Sweet Rabbit, you'll get to Luke Cage, who's also a bit of a long fight because he also has Energize 2, so 200% power gain, combat power rate that is, and then he's also stun immune. So I used CGR for him, who actually works pretty well. It's just a bit of a long fight because you spend a lot more time baiting special attacks. And I was only using special 3s because that'll basically give you the maximum uptime on Damnation, since everything gets paused during the special 3, so it basically triggers after the special 3 animation, so you can do a few more hits while he's power locked. And the other thing is, you won't have to worry about dexing before the special 2 since you aren't gonna use it, so the fight becomes simpler and easier to manage. Then in between rotations I was intercepting quite a bit just to make sure I don't get too many of those do not go gentle icons on me, because with the Fury buff I could do too much damage and accidentally try to take him out, which could potentially take me out. But yeah, that one went well, and then after that we had a Sentry with no retreat. Maybe a slightly trickier fight for some, but it's really just about having good awareness, you know, not dexing when you don't want to, watching that icon and replacing that dex with the parry if you need to. So I'll parry one part of his special attack and then dex the other part. Fortunately, it's not a long fight, he doesn't have any extra power gain, so CGR made quick work of him. Then after that, there's a Mystic Guillotine, which is the one fight I did not record. I'm not sure if I had to play Alliance Quest or Alliance War at that time, but I took a break from the quest and I remember coming back, doing the fight and then realizing, oh crap, I did not record. But she had Spiked Armor and Mesmerize, which can be quite an annoying combination. But I had Corvus, who works pretty well for this fight because I brought the Proxima synergy, so she eventually evaded and then comboed me. I lost like 50% health before I could knock her down and then get the True Strike. But after that it was pretty straightforward, since Corvus doesn't care about Spiked Armor, as long as he has the Glaive charges and he is awakened. But I didn't drop to 1% health, I just finished her by hitting her block since that doesn't trigger Spiked Armor. Then the last fight on the path is Cyclops, so I use CGR for, he only has unblockable special attacks. So I kind of had to dex a few times, so I ended up using a special 3 in the middle of the fight, and this time I took him out with an intercept. Then there's the Mordo boss, who I used Proxima for, who destroyed that fight in about 3 minutes. It actually went a lot better than I expected it to, because I thought that he would not be as cooperative as I wanted him to. My biggest concern was Spite, because I had buffs active for at least 90% of the fight. He was constantly gaining power, so I thought I might take 1 or 2 special 3s. But actually he was very cooperative, he played fairly aggressively, he threw his special 1s and special 2s. There were 1 or 2 very close calls where I thought he might get to 3 bars of power, but he just threw that special 2 just in time. So I just carried on with the fight, did the whole Proxima thing, completed all missions in 75 hits thanks to the Corvus synergy. Then with about 80% health I threw that world shattering special 3, and that of course took him down to 1% health, because I didn't care about removing the do not go gentle charges since it is the last fight of the quest, so I can just go in with anyone else and take him out since you only have 1% health. In fact, you only have 1 health. So I think I was a bit fortunate to not take special 3s in that fight, although I also had the Heimdall synergy, a full health Proxima to begin with because I was hoping I could take 1 special 3 before Heimdall kicks in. And I also had Captain Marvel as a backup because at least she can be played in a way that doesn't trigger buffs. And if I were to activate Binary, at least I can take a special 3 with the Indestructible. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I definitely enjoyed this challenge more than I thought I would, but Act 6 is my favorite content in the game, so yeah, I hope you guys found this useful. As always, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.